getting garnished from your wages because the increase on living and everything around you has gone up, but your pay has stayed the same. But then you also get taxes taken out. We get taxed just to breathe, people. We get taxed on owning shit. We get taxed on working. We get taxed on just living. Okay? Then you have health insurance. That's a joke and a whole video within itself. But basically, the average American pays anywhere between $300 and $1,000 a month for health insurance. Basically, you're paying just to say, I have health insurance. But then when you go to use health insurance, you have co-pays and deductibles, and they don't cover nothing until you've met your deductible. What do you mean? Why am I paying you $1,000 a month to have health insurance when I'm still paying more to use it? I digress. Then you have everything like retirement and 401 taken out. Okay, great. You're going to work 30 to 40 years of your prime so that when you get to retirement age, we're going to give you monthly stipends back just so you can afford to live without a job. Meanwhile, like 80% of senior citizens that are retired now are working at Lowe's at the age of 87 because they can't survive just on their retirement. That's just a prime example. We're all struggling to keep our heads above water because we don't earn enough money after everything gets taken out. We are now forced to pay super high interest rates on everything we own. Even stuff that's paid off, we're still paying interest on. How does that make any sense? But you're sitting there, the American family, the average American family is no longer middle class. You're either poor or rich. The rich is making money off the poor because the poor can't afford to have two jobs, full-time jobs, and still be able to take care of their families and have enough money at the end of the day to put food on the table. Hence why we are forced to live on credit card debt. And y'all are just going to keep jacking up the prices that we're never going to be able to afford to pay off. Because unfortunately, Dave Ramsey, the average American person has nothing left after their paychecks come in and they pay their bills and they buy groceries. They have nothing left to save. So you're sitting there with $20 to your name for 2 weeks until the next payday. And that's if you're lucky. There's some people that are in the red right now. They are working their asses off and they can't even pay all their bills on time. And they're trying to decide, do you want to keep the light on this month with water? No. Living is just a luxury. I can't afford to put braces on my kids right now. That's a luxury. Going out to eat, that's...
They kept turning the pot up on us for the last couple of years to the point we don't know we're cooked yet. But we're cooked. And to make matters worse, the tax code is absolutely insane. And if you do have a good year and you get ahead and you roll into that next tax bracket, well then they got you there too. And you owe all this money. It is insane that you can work your entire life and pay for a house, pay it off, and then all of a sudden you go out to the mailbox. You thought you had everything clear and done and you were out of the rat race. You go out to the mailbox and you look in the mailbox and there's a letter from the county. There's an assessment and it says, dear homeowner, we're assessing you for X amount of dollars. And if you don't pay it, we'll take your house. What is that? You basically rent your land from the state. You think you own it, and property taxes can take it away from you. And that is the most frustrating thing, to think that you can't escape the rat race. And if you get lucky enough to escape it and pay off our house, even be able to buy a house, but then you pay it off, and they say, you know what? You owe X amount of dollars, but if you don't pay this, me and 3 other politicians got together and said you owe this, but if you don't pay this, we're going to take your house. And that's where we are. You don't own anything in this world. I was so frustrated this week when I got that letter from the county saying the county commissioners have decided that you need to pay this tax, this assessment, and if you don't, we'll take your house. Insanity that they can do that to you. You know, the governor here in the state of Florida is trying to do away with property tax, and he said that it's wrong, and it is. And then the politicians want to turn around and be like, well, what about the budget? But I'm like, I don't know. How about the people that their family don't live there and it's their homestead? They pay more taxes. I don't know. But if I'm trying to just survive and keep a roof over my family's head, and I was able to pay off a house, that you can take it from me. Even though they say it's homesteaded, and it's your homestead, and you have all these protections and tax protections, not with an assessment, they just come up with this stuff. Imagine living in downtown Atlanta, and they want to build a new stadium across the street, and they just hit you with a massive assessment. A massive tax rate increase, and then they take your house. That's what these politicians can do to you. It is insane. Not only do they take it away from you with inflation, they take it away with you in property tax. If you want to get married, if you want a business license, if you want to do anything, the government is there with their hand out. Insane. Comments down below, what do you think? You ever had this happen?